Here we have a new 2024 Cadillac XT6. This one comes in the luxury trim level in crystal white tricoat. And then we have jet black leather interior. Shout out to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this XT6 today. I love this powertrain. I think this is the first one I've reviewed that has the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Made it to the 9-speed automatic transmission. So can't wait for that test drive just to see how it holds up compared to the V6. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And pretty similar look to when it first came out in 2020. Very elegant style in my opinion. Very similar to the Escalade, even though this was here before that redesign. And down here we have the 18-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Power door lock controls are here, memory seat functions here, and then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, express down for the back, power folding mirrors with blind spot monitors in them, and then we have rear window lock as well as our power mirror controls. We can pick a side or turn them off and adjust using that dial there. Bottle holder here, lift gate knob here. We can set that to 3/4 off or max. And then we have an 8-speaker Bose sound system. Electronic parking brake, press to engage, hit the brake, press it again to disengage. Then our hood release here. Have a little storage pocket underneath the shifter there with a 12-volt manual tilt and telescope steering wheel. The latch for that is there. And there we have the power driver's seat. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Gonna take a quick look at the window sticker, just the MSRP 53,415. And we're supposed to get 21 miles per gallon city, 26 highway with this powertrain. But let's check out the room sitting behind myself. So again, I'm 6'3", have longer legs. But then when I push the seat all the way back, almost able to sit back here with no problem. The seat back pockets on both sides. A big thing is just how wide the seat is itself. And I do have it back a little bit. So you could have somebody my size sit behind myself. They would just be closer to the steering wheel. But I will say, even with the ultraview sunroof here, still have a couple inches of headroom there. So pretty good space overall. Rear AC controls are here. So we can adjust all of that there and then cut the whole system off. So I like how they made that, it's pretty neat. And then we have a USB-C and USB-A charge port there. Storage here. And then this middle seat does fold down, bottle holders are there. And that's the difference between the seat being up and the seat being back, if you're curious. And there is a view of the 3rd row. But grab handle here, we could squeeze a plastic hanger or a couple metal hangers on that hook there. And I love the trim on this Luxury. It looks very nice and it feels nice too. Fuel filler there. Premium's recommended to get total power output from this engine, but it's not required. And then to the back end here, we do get the signature tail lamps. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the lift gate here. So there's a space with the 3rd row up. Additional storage here. I like that we have this big pocket on the side. But if you ever want to fold the seat down, just pull and push there. Again, you just pull this up or pull this back and then push the seat while it's released. And then pretty easy to just pull it back up. Doesn't require too much force. While I'm over here, bottle holders there, USB-C port, same thing for the right side. And then we do have a 12-volt on this side too. So I like that we still have plenty of power outlets. And then you can also fold these flat, the 2nd row flat from back here. So it's nice to have all this on the luxury trim level. So again, this shows you how it folds flat. You can also do the same things by pulling this latch here, and that actually tilts it up to get to and from the third row. So again, pull this up to scoot, and then if you just want to fold it flat, either use the buttons back there or you can just pull this up here, and that's how you fold that flat. I think I got a little confused myself for a minute, so I think I made that clear finally. And I just want to fold this back flat. Now, front passenger seat is power, pretty much same adjustability as the driver's side. I wish they would have put power lumbar on the driver's side, but no big deal, for me at least. But if you need that, you might want to go up a trim level or something like that. But glove compartment there, owner's manuals. And then as we come back around to the front here, we're just gonna pop the hood. And there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. And again, I'm mostly just reviewing this because I want to cover this trim, but I'm also just curious to see how this powertrain holds up on this XT6. But in the driver's seat here, leather wrap steering wheel. There's the horn. Now to the screen here, we do get an 8-inch touchscreen here, AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio. We also get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. And our settings are all in here. Y'all can pause anywhere if you want to take a closer look at anything. Rear seat reminder and teen driver are on this. Climate controls can also be controlled from the screen. So we have dual zone for the front. You saw the rear climate for the back. So we can control the rear from up here, there, and we can also lock it. But for the front, all of that, we have the automatic climate. We can set that up, and then to turn that off, just adjust the fan speed. And then unless you pick a direction, the vents will be on auto as well. But again, those are some of the buttons here. I like to have that up because that has more options for you. But you can control temperature and then your 3-stage heated seats from this menu here. Now, this is the mute button from the radio. Backup cameras there. We have the guidelines that follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then we have our lane keep assist with lane departure there, hazards, and then auto stop toggle, parking sensors toggle there. A little pocket here, and then for the shifter, hit the lever on the side, pull down for drive, tap for manual, tap up for neutral, hit the button, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park, and then radio controls are here, so volume knobs, and then we also have our scroll bar we can use for the radio if we want to do that. And then all the rest of these are pretty much self-explanatory shortcuts. Bottle holders are hidden there. And then we do have a few drive modes. We have Tour, all-wheel drive, sport, and off-road here. And then our traction control toggle is there. Center console cubby space. Removable tray, and then we have an SD card reader, USB-C and USB-A port back in there. And then our sunroof controls are here along with the universal home remote. So that's how far the roof goes back there. It does go all the way back, which is nice. And then we can one-touch close that. And there's a view of the back from up here. I do like that the vanity mirror still has the premium lights in it, even on this more basic trim. But paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel. Cruise control toggle is there, cancel, resume, mute, voice recognition, and then we can go through our radio station favorites or track list here, volume controls, and then we also can go through our menu, the middle part right in here. So I can say, hey, I want to turn, let's say, timer on, or turn it off and then turn on the driver assistance. We can do all of that from there. And then if we scroll to the settings, we can change our units of measurement from US to metric. And then we have a few other options as well, including display settings there. Say I want to turn the time on at the top there, I can do that. And behind the steering wheel on the left side, we do have our blinkers, headlamp controls, auto. We can turn those on or off. We do have IntelliBeam here as well, so we can toggle that on the side. And then windshield wiper controls here, one time off, intermittent low, high. Then we can adjust our intermittent wipers here. And then our rear wipers here, off, intermittent on. Push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. Push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And now to the fun part for me. Let's go ahead and take this 2-liter turbocharged 2024 Cadillac XT6 out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this XT6, I like how this doesn't feel extremely underpowered. And I'm just giving it just normal throttle right now. But having the turbo on the 4-cylinder here just allows you to have more get up and go coming out of a corner as opposed to a naturally aspirated engine. And it's nice to have the paddle shifters as well. It shifts relatively quickly. And again, just fun to use them. Now you can manually shift in driver, you can put it into the actual manual mode where you have to shift. But when you just do it on the fly, you just hold that plus paddle and it'll put you back to the auto mode. But a nice ride quality here. We'll give it a little pull here. So that's not giving it too much throttle, but it does have relatively good passing power. And of course that comes from having that turbocharger. But just a super impressive ride coming down the interstate here. Wind noise is minimal. And of course the road noise is just as good. Very impressed overall by how this car is handling. And I like even the sound of the turn signals. Just the sound acoustics in the cabin are top notch. Now for the price point, I do think for it to be a Cadillac, it's okay. I think it could have been a little cheaper, but I like how many standard features come on this vehicle. I like that we have the lane keeping system. I also like that we have the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. Even on this more, I don't want to necessarily say it's a dated screen, but it kind of is. But just for, if you're in the market for one of these, what you're looking for is something that looks nice, rides nice. Like I said earlier, it just has more of an elegant feel to it. And this checks all of those boxes. Even though it's on that similar powertrain to the Acadia, it's still super, super luxurious, just in every sense. And again, for this to be the luxury trim level, it certainly checks all of my boxes at least. Now, if you want to get a premium luxury platinum, something like that, you're paying probably 20 grand more, but you get adaptive cruise control, the navigation system, heated cooled seats. But if you want to just save your 20 grand because you don't need any of that stuff, this is a great way to go. Now I am hearing some sort of humming, and I don't know where that's coming from. And I've driven several of these and I've never had this happen, but something I'm noticing on this particular test drive. I thought I was hearing things or hearing the interstate, but no, it's definitely me. I don't know if something's rubbing on the tire or what. But all in all, I mean, a good luxury vehicle that rides well, drives well. Again, that sound is not typical, I can promise you that. And it's just, for this price point, I think it's a good option for someone who doesn't necessarily want to pay top dollar for a Cadillac XT6, but they still want a Cadillac XT6. This is a good way to do it if you don't care about the powertrain, if you don't care about all the extra stuff that you didn't have in your older car, specifically your older Cadillac, Lexus, something like that. Definitely make sure you take a look at the 2024 Cadillac XT6 in the luxury trim level.